right? I mean, my God. I mean, if you're an Eagles fan, you're happy. But as far as an entertaining game, a competitive game, we didn't get that. We didn't get it at all. Okay? So we just have to deal. We've had a lot of good ones lately. This one was a total bummer. So that's coming up. Will Anora win Best Picture? But it's time for the MMT Live trailer reaction. Here's the 1-minute spot that ran during the game for Jurassic World as ScarJo has joined the dinosaurs. Let's watch.
He's your guy?
We're the best at moving things and people in and out of places they shouldn't be.
We avoid government patrol, but there aren't that many anymore.
Why's that?
No one's dumb enough to go where we're going.
This island was the research facility for the original Jurassic Park.
Please don't say they're raptors. They're raptors.
The worst of the worst? We're left here.
Come on! Duncan!
We put ourselves in a place we don't belong. Survival is a long shot.
What the hell are those?
Listen, I got to tell you, it looks better than the last one, right? As soon as you throw Scarlett Johansson into a movie, I'm more interested, right? She's like drop dead gorgeous. Let's just call things what they are. And she also just ups the stature, okay? You can just when you're watching that, you're just saying to yourself, this is better than the Bryce Dallas Howard version, right? She's an upgrade, okay? And I'm not even talking about looks, but okay, but we're talking about just overall, again, just the presence of a ScarJo in a film. Also, Mahershala Ali, excited to see him in this. I mean, we've done this so many times. All we're going to do is we're going to make the dinosaurs bigger and meaner and toothier. And, listen, I'll be there, you'll be there, and this is why they keep cranking them out, even though we just had it, right, a couple years ago. We really need a refractory period, right? Go back to Taylor Swift. We talk about this all the time. When you are a musical artist, you got to disappear for a while. It regenerates interest. Madonna remembered and knew that way back when. She disappeared for at least 6 months to a year, if not longer. And then, boom, next single came out. And you're like, here we go. We have not had a break from Taylor Swift, and we really haven't had a break from the dinosaur. And here we are, back with Jurassic World again. But I do like Gareth Edwards, who's directing this. He has a good vision. I think it looks better than what we saw last time, just the overall aesthetic of it. So, yeah, I'll be there. Fine, whatever. It's summertime. Of course, we're going to celebrate these films because they're going to bring people into the multiplex and back to AMC, Regal, Cinemark, wherever you go. And that's what we need, right? We need these films to prop up the films that we really like a companion that's in theaters right now. So I'm not going to trash a 4-quad tent pole here tonight after the Super Bowl. You already sat through a really boring game and a bad halftime performance. Just quickly before I go off on Anora, I'm just going to go everywhere here, right? This is what the channel does. We shoot here, always live. Bang, bang, bang. That's how we do it. Okay. So just going back to my youth in the 80s, into the 90s. I mean, obviously, you go back 70s, 60s, 50s, music, right? What happened to music? When did music become so dark and depressing? And it's also got no melody. It's like, you're like, what the fuck is this shit? It's not even talent. I'm telling you here, I don't even think Kendrick Lamar would he be a big celebrity musical act in the 80s? Not based on what I heard. I mean, listen, I don't even listen to current music because you sit through that and you're just like, I'm depressed. It's like, if you fill your mind with that kind of just repetitive garbage all the time, what do you think is going to happen? You're going to be miserable and angry. I would rather choose to listen to, if I listen to anything current, it's like a synth wave, right? I go back and I listen to so many old countdown shows from Casey Kasem and Dick Clark, going back to the 80s and 90s again. I don't know, man. I'm just telling you, I just wish current music was a little bit more joyful, right? So many things are so just negative and it just brings you down. I don't want to be in that place because I'm already going to have to go there for Anora in a few seconds. Let's watch one more trailer because I figure that's a good way to like pump this thing out, get it going. We are going to now watch the trailer for, thank you, by the way, Film Updates. This makes it so easy. I just scroll up to the next tweet and I hit the 30-second Mission Impossible. What is this, 7, 8? Is this 8? This is Dead Reckoning Part 2, number 2. Remember they retitled it? Here comes Tom Cruise running in a 30-second Mission Impossible 8 Part 2 of Dead Reckoning, the end of it all.
It's been a long time, Ethan.
Your mission, should you choose to accept.
Man, that's some wide, right?
Everything you
That's some
are,
letterbox shit right there.
everything you've done has come to this. I need you to trust me. One last time.
Well, first thing, he grew his hair out, so that's interesting. Between 7 and 8, or 8 and 8.5, or whatever the numbers are, he's grown his hair. No one noticed that Ethan Hunt now has a new hairstyle. That's the first thing that you see when you watch this 30-second spot. Listen, the last film was really good. Okay, big fan. Go back and look at the reaction from what, a year and a half ago now. The problem with that film, as you all know from being big MMT stans, it came out at a terrible release date. It was right in between two big films. What were they? It was Barbie, and what was before that? It was right sandwiched in the middle of a bunch of shit, and it just got buried. And that was unfortunate. I think this time around, hopefully it has some space to operate. As we talk about all the time, these films come into the marketplace and they need a little bit of room, right? As they talked about tonight, you talk about what the Chiefs were trying to do early, get the ball out in space. You want to get your film out in space. See, this is what we do better than anyone else. No one else can do this. You throw a quick out to your wide receiver. Hopefully you have a block out there. You got some room to operate, and then Worthy could run down the field, right? Or Barkley if you're an Eagles fan. You get your receiver back in space, get the film in space, and then it performs. This film had no space. It was boxed in. And that's why this film didn't do as well. This time around, better release date earlier in the summer, because you don't want to come too late in the summer because you either get sandwiched or people are done. Remember, I go to the movies every week, right? I just saw the Led Zeppelin doc last night. We'll talk about that coming up, live MT evaluation. But when you look at the average person, they don't go to the multiplex every week like I do, right? Or you every other week. These people go once every month at most. And it's nice to at least have the majority of humanity going back to movie theaters, right? That's good. And listen, I'm going to drag Sean Baker and Anora here momentarily, but he did say last night something we've only been saying for over a year, that we need to have a 90-day theatrical window reinstalled. What does that mean? Those of you just watching, like, what am I talking? What is this? What am I? Here's how it works. A movie in the old days would drop, let's say today. Then the studios had to agree that the chains basically had a 90-day exclusivity clause, which means that film could not play at home. In the old days, VHS and then DVD, now on streaming for 90 days, 3 months. Now you've got studios dropping them day and date, as we saw with Five Nights at Freddy's. You go back and you look at all those HBO Max or the Max movies that were out in 2022 after the COVID. If you go to the movie theaters, you're going to kill everybody, that whole thing. So you look at now, we have to go back in, and thank you, Sean. Sean probably watches, and then yes, I've absolutely smashed Sean Baker repeatedly, so he's at least watched once or twice. He loves movies. He knows that MMT knows more than anybody else. It's not a contest, guys. It ain't Grace Randolph, I can tell you that. It sure as hell ain't her. This is the gold standard, okay? And we said now for over a year, we need to have Windows reinstalled. I want them at 45, possibly 60 if I can get it. You're not going to get 90, Sean. I would love to get it. But now that the studios are calling the shots, you got Adam Aaron on his 17th cocktail tonight after the Super Bowl in the Hamptons, and he's not doing his job. He gets paid $9+ million a year to do jack shit. Are you kidding me? What? Seriously? Give me $9 million plus. I'm going to get out there and get the windows done tomorrow. I'm going to get everyone on the phone. Sony, Disney, Paramount, Warner Brothers. You're all here. Listen, I'm even going to call A24, Neon, and IFC. Possibly we might bring ZYX in. I mean, that's how low we're going to go. But we're going to get everyone on the same page. If you play your movies in theaters, Lionsgate, I think we're going to leave them out. Just let Lionsgate do the thing. They're a shit show, okay? Let's just let them do their day and date. The movies suck, right? So, I mean, Flight Plan, oh my God, Flight Risk, whatever the hell it was called, the last one with Marky Mark, the Mel Gibson, bad. Go back and watch the evaluation. But remember, if you listen to the anti-woke channels, Mel Gibson's a god, so it's great. Since when do we evaluate shit based on the political leanings of someone? Give me a break. It's the dumbest thing I ever heard of. It's either good or it's not. I don't even care if you disagree with them politically. Is the film strong? Does it do the things it's supposed to do and what it's intending to be as a film? I don't care if Woody Allen directed it. Even, yes, it's problematic. But if it's a good film, it's two separate things. Okay? So stop saying it's good because Mel Gibson. Hey, listen, I actually think Mel Gibson is a smart dude, certainly controversial, said some things I do not agree with, but I'm not going to evaluate the film based on that. It's dumb. All right, one more. Let's do one more because we're flying here. I might as well just do three. No one can do this live. No one. You guys ready? No, they really can't. You guys know that. Give me a thumbs up. If you're on Twitter, you got to go to YouTube, Midnight Movie Talk, to do the thumbs up thing. If you're on Twitter, just enjoy X. But if you're on YouTube, thumbs up for everything we're doing because we're killing it. We're, 15 or even 15 minutes in, 12 minutes in, and we've already done better than the majority of people who script their shit reading a teleprompter because we're better than them. It's not a contest, man. We're the gold standard, bitches. Here we go. Get ready. Here comes Thundercocks. Whatever it's called.
Let's talk facts. The Avengers are not coming. Who will keep the American people safe?
There's some big threat out there,
Donald Trump.
and you are gonna help me stop it.
Wait, us?
Yeah, you. Why, you got someplace to be?
I love that guy.
I mean, right. First of all, we talked about before, David Harbour raises the stature of everything. The reason Black Widow was way better than it should have been is because the two people front and center here, Harbour and Pugh. Pugh's super hot too, right? So you've got the two of them. Instantly, we're up. We're like, again, ScarJo in Jurassic World. We're elevating the material because of the stature of the people involved.
So none of us can fly? So what, we all just punch and shoot?
I can't think of a worse group of people trying to work together.
Come on, speed! John, stop! Where are you? Everyone here has done bad things. You can't escape their past. Hey, it's like your mind is somewhere else.
So you can do something about it now?
I'm going to pause because you're using Starship, and right there, I'm in, okay? I wasn't a big Thundercocks fan until right now, and right now, I'm a big fan of the Thundercocks.
We'll live with it forever.
This could get messy.
No shit. You thought you were gonna be some great saviors? You can't even save yourself.
We can't do this.
Who's the flying guy? I swear to God, I am so CBM illiterate when it comes. I have no idea who some of these characters are. I mean, I was a kid and I had the action figures and some comic books, but I'm not one of these nerds who's like, oh, it's all about the lore and the mythology. All right, let's continue.
No one here is a hero.
Lena, when I look at you, I don't see your mistakes. That's why we need each.
What was Zach Braff thinking? Can we all ask that question right now as you look at the picture?
Okay, that was really good.
We are the Thunderbolts.
Can't call
Thunderbolt.
ourselves that.
I'm sorry.
God, thank you.
I mean, how many of these 80s songs, speaking, we just talked about how the 80s rocked, and look, they're not playing Kendrick Lamar under this trailer, are they? Oh, wow. Weber nailed another one. But seriously, how many of these 80s songs, trailers, have we, dude, we could run like 20 of them. It's every other trailer's been like that because they know they're hitting on the old, right? The people like me, the Gen Xers out there going, oh, I used to love Starship. There we go.
This has makings of team that can
ascends to glory. Bring light from the darkness. This team can be the heroes on the Wheaties box. With a little giddy toy.
Way better than the first trailer, the one I just sat through in the theater the other day. This is really good, right? 2 minutes and 24 seconds, full trailer. You've got the use of the music. It looks way stronger. And again, David Harbour, right? We talk about it all the time. And we just talked about ScarJo. When you have an actor who brings the gravitas, who brings just their presence to a film to elevate, right? I mean, it's like a first-round draft pick going to the NFL. You add, as you saw the Eagles add into Gene and Mitchell this year, those two CB/safeties, those guys, look what they did on defense, right? They allow you to do more because they're able to contain and control the back end of the defense. And in this case, David Harbour steps in, hey, bitches, I'm the man, just like he did in Black Widow. And by the way, the other one, the remake of what was the name of that movie? You know, the remake of the comic book thing that was terrible. You all hated it, but David Harbour was in it recently. I'm forgetting the name of the comic book character, but it was actually solid because of David Harbour. That's what we're talking about when we talk about the talent of one person. They can make a difference, right? 100%. All right, let's continue and let's do one more. Okay, one more trailer. I think this is the last one. Let me scroll down. This might be our last one for the minute, and then we'll get into Anora, the worst best picture ever. We're on the verge of that title being taken by Sean Baker's hellaciously overrated, unfunny, F-bomb laden mess that is Anora. I don't want to watch How to Train Your Dragon. It's boring. Let's get the next one. Is there one more? Was there another one? I think that's it. Was there another trailer? All right, guys. Quick comments on what you just saw. What are you most excited to see of those? I'm by my own, by the way. So tonight I don't have my typical producer, Ace. Well, I'm the Ace, but I have Gone Girl not here tonight. So I got to deal with it by myself. So if I don't get to it, I promise to you, if I don't watch the new Sinners trailer. Spoils way too much. That's the problem with a lot of trailers, Mount Failmore, is that I think these do a pretty good job of not giving it away. I mean, Thunderbolts, right, guys, it is clearly Suicide Squad MCU. That's exactly what Feige saw, and he said, let's just make our own version of that. And listen, Suicide Squad, the most recent, the gun version, was fun, okay? So this film should be, just based on, again, the involvement of the actors who are here and present. That's great. So I'll probably end up not hating it. By the way, Captain America Brave New World comes out Thursday, live reaction stream Thursday. Disney's not inviting me. Do you think Disney's going to invite me to see that movie early? Hell no. There's a very high likelihood, even though I just said I might like Thunderbolts, cats, cocks. I think that you're dealing with a very dangerous wild card here. Okay, I am not the guy who walks into any movie and says this is good because of, well, it's the MCU, or this is great because of Ridley Scott, Gladiator 2, fucking terrible. Well, at least at very best, mid-minus. Okay, so you're not dealing with somebody who's going to play the game the studios want you to play. We talk about it all the time, right? Those first reactions are going to be filtered by the studios through people that are very beneficial to the studios. In other words, they're going to highlight and accentuate the positives. They're not going to come in and destroy a film like I did Babylon, right? One of the few times I ever got invited to the first ever world premiere screening of a film, literally the first ever time it was shown, was Babylon. Look what happened. That film went south. And I'll tell you why, because I came out and said it's one of the worst things, certainly the worst things Damien Chazelle ever has directed, right? And that's what they don't want. They don't want the bad word of mouth. And listen, as much as the haters out there go, Weber this, Weber that, nobody carries more credibility. No one in this space, okay? That's why I'm the wild card and dangerous and, most importantly, trustworthy. Because I don't carry biases into the multiplex. I don't carry biases as much as possible into the world. Now, listen, I will say eventually I have to pick a side, and I'm going to tell you we should do this or that based on all the information I have. I'm not just going to go in and say, because this director is a left-wing loon, then I'm going to say it's terrible, right? Go back and look at Hillbilly Elegy, right? A film that I actually think is, for what it is, not bad, okay? Especially you look at some of the performances, but remember, going back to the majority of critics, when they watch that, they're like, oh, it's J.D. Vance. This is before J.D. Vance, the J.D. Vance now. It was like, oh, his politics, so therefore. You can't trust these people, okay? I'm not left and I'm not right. I am not for sale. That's what makes me dangerous. These other people all carry in their agendas and they all have their own little mission they want to push. My mission is to watch a good film. And I'm about ready to trash Anora. And I didn't want to trash Anora. Okay? I like Sean Baker. Let's just get into it. I like Sean Baker. I think, you look at what he's brought to cinemas in the past. You talk about Florida Project, his best film. Okay? But Florida Project has the same problem that Anora has. And this is why I called Sean Baker a fraud, because as a writer, he's not very talented. The idea is okay, right? The idea of Anora, the idea of Florida Project is very good. But the problem is his characters are one-dimensional. Go back and look at Brooklyn Prince, the little girl from Florida Project. If you never watched it, get ready, watch it. She is one-note bitch the entire time. Yes, I just called an 8-year-old girl a bitch. That's her character. Watch it. You have to layer your characters to give them at least some shred of likability, something I struggle with, but I try. Here's the deal. When you watch Anora, from frame one, she is a raging B/C word, okay? The entire film. You guys know it. Watch it. And the problem is that it's so unlikable between her and the Russian Yakov Smirnov kid, and then all of the goons dropping F-bombs. I think this is one of the highest F-bomb laden films in the history. I think it's only behind like Wolf of Wall Street. But remember, Wolf of Wall Street's 3 hours. This is a torturous 2 hours and 20 minutes. And then that scene in the middle where they tape her to the chair and she's, like, I might just show that again to remind everybody how bad this film is. I have asked repeatedly, how do you consider this to be a good film? Tell me something funny. Tell me something interesting. Oh, the last scene where she's crying and then she climbs on board the bald Russian and humps him. The problem is you didn't show me any layers to your character, Sean. So when she finally at the end breaks down, you're like, bitch, 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 breakdown. Doesn't work, okay? Florida Project, bitch, 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 breakdown doesn't work. Do you guys understand? This is why I had to write a script. It's why we wrote a script. I had to do it because I watch so much shit that doesn't have the pieces you need to pull off what you're asking the audience to go with. And that's what happens in Anora. There's not one element of this film that is deserving of a Best Picture. But right now, this film has just won PGA, DGA, and Critics' Choice. Okay, this past weekend, all three clean sweep for everything this weekend. Why is PGA important? Producers Guild of America. Now, one of the largest groups of Academy Award voters, producers along with actors, okay? So those producers have their 10 best films, just like the Oscars, and just like the Oscars, they run a preferential ballot. What does that mean? That means you take your 10 films and you stack them in order of preference. So the film you like best, for me, Substance is a clear number one. Substance number one, everything would drop way below, right? That's how I would stack my preferential ballot. But Anora on my preferential ballot would be number 10. Okay. It doesn't belong here. There's so many better films from last year. But in a way, it'd be really fitting if Anora ends up being our Best Picture of 2024 because it was such a shit year. There are outliers, okay? Complete Unknown, very strong film. It's certainly from a directorial standpoint, Mangold destroys Sean Baker. I put this forward last night, and it's really simple to comprehend. For some reason, some people want to pretend they don't understand, and that always is just something else, right, on X. People are like, well, I don't, you fucking understand. Don't make me explain it to you, but here I am explaining to you exactly what I drove home in that post from last night about picking a best director. If you have 5 directors to pick from, and in general, they're all roughly the same. Obviously, they got there. They're probably your 5 best directors. At least they have some reason to be in the group of 5. Well, at that point, you're going to select the director who had the harder job to realize the vision of the film, to create the world of the film, and you're going to pick that director. And I can tell you right now, the imagining of the world of Anora is nothing. There's nothing there. There's not even production design. Let's just randomly shoot around New York and an apartment and a strip club. There's nothing. Okay, so how's that best direction? It's edited. He uses to take that remix. You can't tell me that it's better than Brady Corbet. There's no chance. There's no universe, just from a directorial standpoint, that what Sean Baker did with Anora is better than Corbet. Mangled. You look again, which is a harder film to pull off? Complete Unknown, period piece. That alone is 100 times harder than Anora. Let's just get people and throw them in some costumes, run them out in the street. Doesn't matter. It's modern day Manhattan. Let's go. Let's run all over Manhattan and show Instagram. Have you seen Sergey? Oh my God, movie's fucking terrible. You guys, it's fucking terrible. I'm not going to yell. I'm not going to curse. It's so fucking bad. And I'm here to tell you that if Anora ends up as your best picture, it will be the death knell for the Academy. It's already there. We're already there. Okay. You can go ahead and name any other best picture that you hated. A lot of you are going to say Green Book. I'm going to say Everything Everywhere. I'm going to say, listen, if you were to ask me which film is the most egregious best picture winner due to the film that did not get selected as best picture, you have to go back and you have to look at The Social Network. I mean, it's a masterpiece. It did not win. How has that happened, right? So this year, there isn't a Social Network, but Anora is so bad that it doesn't even matter. It shouldn't even be in contention. I mean, after watching Anora, go back. My initial reaction was, I can't even believe we're talking about this as an awards film. I swear to God, there are times when I watch things and I go, there are 2 worlds. We are living in 2 different worlds, right? And certainly politically, we've seen that, where you go, what are you watching? How do you not see this? I'm telling you, man, I can't comprehend the mindset of someone who sits through Anora and thinks what they just watched was a great film. I want you to name one thing. There's not one joke that's funny. There's not one line of dialogue that's interesting. And there's not one character who's likable. Okay? That's not to suggest there have been films that have a lot of unlikable characters. I mean, Tar's a masterpiece, right? 2022, go back and look at that year. Some of the best films of the past decade plus were found in 2022. You had, obviously, Tar, the clear number 1, but right behind it was Decision to Leave. And Moon Age Daydream, the Bowie doc. Oh, my God. And then you throw in an After Sun that year, the Batman. You had so many other options than Everything Everywhere. Remember now, we are run by Film Twitter, the nerds who know nothing except, oh, well, this is some great director that we're supposed to glaze. Therefore, she is the chosen one. It's weird, man. It's fucking weird. There's so little true independent thinking within the film Twitter space that it's just, how do these people, other than just existing as a lemming day in and day out, I don't understand why you choose to do that, but it takes a lot of guts to do and what I stand in front of or destroy all the time. Because most people don't have the fortitude. They don't have it. They're like, I'm going to get attacked. Like, oh my God, Anora's the worst movie. Can we also talk about this as I continue to bag Anora, and it will be the worst best picture ever. Okay, if it wins. It's not a contest. Way worse than Green Book, way worse than Shakespeare in Love, Crash, EEAO, Coda. It's worse. It's worse, which is fucking crazy because I just named some films that weren't good. Okay, Green Book's fine at what, listen, is it a bad film? No. Is it a great film? No, but it's not as bad as Anora. Give me a break. And we also have to blame Greta Gerwig, who tonight we just saw in the ad for Uber Eats. She is really the genesis of this film and what happened with the overvaluing of Anora. Coming out of Cannes, she was the head juror, right? She was the lead of that juror who picked the Palm winner at Cannes. Once that happened, all you heard was, it won at Cannes. It won Palm. that doesn't matter. Guys, listen, I don't care if a film has 100 Oscars or 0 Oscars. It still is the film great? I mean, Tar has 0. It's still a masterpiece. So I don't need to have an Oscar win to tell me, or box office for that matter, to tell me that a film is great or bad. That doesn't determine that. Obviously, if you have Oscar success, you look at an Oppenheimer last year, runaway smash, right? Not only box office, but also with the Oscars. Obviously, there's something there to that film. In Anora, there isn't. No one's going to be able to tell me one thing that's great about that film. Not one. Mikey Madison, one note bitch the entire time. Wow, what a performance, Mikey. That's really impressive. And you crying at the end out of nowhere. Wow, that was something that really didn't move me. But I love that Sean thought it would. But if he wrote his script more layered, maybe I would have had a reaction. But as I did, I rolled my eyes and walked out and go, holy shit, I can't believe that this is a film that has a chance to win Best Picture. Yet here we are here tonight. Okay, it's fucking crazy. All right, I'm going to take I need a breather. So I'm going to let's watch a little bit of a spot from tonight from the Super Bowl. Are you an Eagles fan? Are you a Chiefs fan? Man, the Chiefs look bad. But the Eagles look great. As I said, their last few drafts have been everything for them. And it shows you that if you pick correctly in that NFL draft coming up in April, you can build your team up and then go ahead and dominate in the Super Bowl and tear Philly apart. I'm sure if we look at some live cams right now, they are trashing downtown Philadelphia because that's what you do when you win. You trash the city. All right, let's watch Glenn Powell's spot as Goldilocks, and he was pushing, I believe, Ram trucks. I love me some Glenn Powell. Glenn Powell's a stud, right? Glenn Powell's the guy we all kind of wish we were. Okay, he just has it. He has the swagger. And if Ken Murray's on the stream here tonight, he knows what I'm going to say. Sully probably has an idea too. Guess what? We all knew from Everybody Wants Some way back in 2014 when I sat with them at the Critics' Choice table. This guy's gonna be a big star. And look who's become a massive star and uber rich. His agent is just raking in the cash along with Glenn Powell. Here he is in the Ram spot.
Time there was a girl with golden locks. You know what? Maybe it was like a rugged woodsy dude. Yeah. The beds were too hard. The chairs were too soft. The porridge was too... This Goldilocks wanted something tastier. Those look just right. First, he drove the Ram 2500 Rebel to pick up some dinner.
You know, okay, so you're watching this, and when I first saw it, like we all did during the Super Bowl, he has it. We mentioned that with ScarJo, mentioned that with David Harbour, Florence Pugh. There are people that just have it. You can't define it, but you see it, and everyone recognizes it. And Glenn Powell has it. The way he's delivering the lines here, he's just got a swagger, right? It's the only good thing about Twisters was Glenn fucking Powell.
Too hot! Pow! Some really big dinner.
Tastes like chicken.
Next, he took the Ram Charger deep into the woods to flex his artistic muscles.
That was the village tree.
Then, completely abandoning the narrative, he fired up the Ram RHO for a little joyride. Time to jump a volcano.
He looks a lot better with short hair, doesn't he? Maybe I should shave my mullet. I feel like it's time because this just right here, looking at Glenn Powell, I'm like, I might want to go back to just a regular haircut rather than the mullet.
What about the 3 bears?
This is my story.
See, just the delivery right there. This is my story. It's just good. It's just, you know, this would have been a spot that would have gone to Ryan Reynolds a couple years ago. Oh my God.
But yeah, the bears were there. And they all lived happily ever after. Sorta.
Okay, we're not going to stand for Florence Pugh slander, David, in the chat tonight. Okay, I just said, what the hell was Zach Braff thinking? Okay, that's all. That's okay. So don't do it. You'll get banned, David. I don't want to do it. Florence Pugh absolutely has it. Listen, has she had a huge hit? Black Widow wasn't bad considering it's right out of COVID. So no, Florence Pugh is not like box office toxin or some shit where she's a bomb or something. No. No way. Florence Pugh has it. She's cute. She's got everything going for her. And she's also a good actress. I mean, the Russian accent, but that's her role. That's what she's doing in Thundercocks. So you just let it happen, right? But listen, look at same thing back to Glenn Powell. Glenn Powell is going to be the next Tom Cruise. Clearly, it's set up that way. I'm hearing, listen, the rumors were that they're looking at him for the Mission Impossible going forward because that film's going to continue. Okay. And Tom Cruise is 60 plus. At some point, he's got to call it a day. He can only run so far and so fast before it's time to retire. Okay. It's great, though, still having a movie star in Tom Cruise. There's very few. Brad Pitt, Cruise, Julia Roberts, a little, right? I mean, it's nice to see Demi Moore back. Obviously, our number one film of the year is The Substance. So you look at just having those old school stars, obviously, we don't even have it back to where we were in the 40s, 50s, 60s, those kind of level. But Tom Cruise is like the last movie star, right? And it's so important that we keep these guys going. But you look at Glenn Powell, a guy who is going to end up being a hell of a big star. He's already a huge star, right? Everybody knows who Glenn Powell is. It's not surprising either. Listen, I go back to, and we talked about this, I go back to when I watched him in Everybody Wants Some, and it was just one of those things where it's just like, it's there. You see it. If I was an agent, I would have swooped him up and said, this is mine. He's mine. Get away. Glenn Powell's mine, motherfuckers. This guy's going to make me rich. And he has. So it's clear. The thing, listen, I have a problem. I love a star who has it. The problem I have is when you shove someone down my throat and I don't see it, like Shane Gillis or Gillis, whatever his name. I watch him like, what? Is he like the every guy? I don't see it. I mean, I see what they're trying to do. Right? He's the every guy. He's the beer drinking Columbus, Ohio, my hometown guy, right? On a Saturday at the bar, drinking Bud Light, trying to rebuild the image after Dylan, right? I get it, but I don't see, maybe I should listen to more material, see him in something. I mean, it's been a movie. I don't think so. Right? I don't see it. Not like I do when I look at Florence Pugh and I look at, obviously, you look here at Glenn Powell. It's like it's right there. All right, guys, let's do it. Let's do a live MMT evaluation. This is going to be becoming Led Zeppelin. And for those of you who have, obviously, you're familiar with Led Zeppelin. How could you not? Even if you're like a kid right now and you're like, what? You had to have heard of Led Zeppelin, for God's sake. Because I saw it last night in IMAX. Let's watch the whole trailer and let's do it live, and I'll get to some more comments. I want to get to everything here, get to as much as I can. Remember, I'm by myself here tonight. When I'm by myself, I have not stopped talking the entire time. I need a break. That's why we're doing this right now. This is the MMT evaluation live of Becoming Led Zeppelin. Trailer time, everybody. Oh, wrong one. Sorry, here comes.
I would really like to make.
John's wife used to say, don't you dare play with that planty. He's a complete disaster.
I'm going to form my own band, and I know what it is that I want to do with it.
Oh, Jimmy's forming a band. You should give him a call. So I did.
The first time we played together, you could say it was going to be a good group.
It was an electric atmosphere, and that had been what I've been waiting for.
Jimmy produced the album.
I wanted it to be something that they hadn't heard before.
The press, who didn't seem to like us.
It got ripped to pieces. People wouldn't even book the band.
Our manager of Peter Grant gets a tour together in America.
We're backstage at the Fillmore, and Peter says, if you don't crack it here, it's over.
So we were going to go in there like with a hatchet. Everyone knew that was a life-changing experience.
We toured for months on end.
It was a whirlwind.
People are bashing down the doors to get him.
It's just absolutely ridiculous.
So you get a really good taste of this doc here. I'll leave it up in the background as I talk about it. Listen, it's not as good as the Bowie doc, Moon Age Daydream. That's one of the best films of the year, going back to 2022, a great year in film. I mean, wow. Listen, artistically, that's one of the best docs I've ever sat through, Moon Age Daydream. This is much more of a straightforward, traditional kind of doc, very comprehensive on the band's origins, which is a thumbs up, right? You don't know how they were formed, and all of that is explained here. In fact, that's virtually the entire movie, okay? Obviously, likability of everyone involved, from Plant to Page, everybody, and for better or worse, I mean, everyone comes off in a positive light. I think, that's one of the negatives here. There's no dissension that we clearly know happened in this band. We don't see it, because I think when they agreed to make this documentary, all of them said, I'm only going to talk about the rise and the positives. We're not going to get into the mudslinging and the end of it. But if you're looking for something that is more career comprehensive, this isn't it. You're only going to get up to that second album. You don't get to Stairway to Heaven. You don't get. So this film's just going to leave you with going, wait a second. I think there's probably some more here. And there has to be, because obviously we're missing the breakup and where everyone went afterwards. It's already in at over 2 hours. So it would be hard. You'd have to just crunch the front end and bring out the back end. But remember, when you are doing these things, you have to go with what the people involved in the doc, the characters that you are laying out in front of everybody in cinematic form, they have to agree to the questions. So if you can't ask those and you're the documentarian, you can't make that film. So some of you are going to find that definitely lacking, but the sound's booming, man. I mean, in IMAX, it was just spot on. I'm not the biggest Led Zeppelin fan, because it's a little before my time, and I'm more of a pop music guy, right? More as a synthesizer guy than a rock band guy. I mean, I did like Winger, and I liked Firehouse, but they didn't have really too many instruments aside from guitars. But when you look at Led Zeppelin, not really my wheelhouse, but the documentary, if you're into Led Zeppelin, you're gonna like the film, okay? And go see it on the IMAX screen. It's this week. It's only this week. It'll be gone starting on Thursday, because that's when Captain America rolls in. That's why it's important. If you want to see this, get out there and get it. I think the other thing that you really want to talk about here, as far as the MMT fix, as I mentioned, if you want to make this film better, you've got to extend the back end. You've got to give more information about how that band broke apart and how they view each other now. All the members, one has passed away. Bottom, the drummer, is dead. But all the rest of them are alive, but they're never together in the doc. They're all separate because they probably don't talk to each other. Even though they all are positive in the film, like I said, which is good and bad, they don't really get them together. So that's a little bit, if you're a fan of the band, you're going to be missing that. Listen, it's not a perfect documentary by any means, but in IMAX with the sound, if you're a fan, I'm going to give it a high B+, 89% for the experience. Anytime that I can go into an IMAX and watch something that is something I wasn't expecting and I can learn something from it, I'd rather watch this than Heart Eyes, right? Whoa, boy, that was a pain in the ass to sit through the other day. So check it out. It'll be gone on Thursday, although I hear Sony Pictures Classic is going to put it in some theaters that are non-IMAX. And the thing is people ask me all the time, should you go see a movie in IMAX, Dolby, Prime? For some films, honestly, all that matters is being locked into a screen that has a decent sized screen and adequate to plus sound. But on some films, you really want to get the experience. If the sound's not there, you're not going to get it. And go back to Moon Age Daydream again. Talk about a film I recommend. Holy shit. I watched that 4 times in theaters. 4. I don't see movies 4 times in theaters virtually ever, but that was such an experience. I get to meet Brett down at one of the screenings. He walked out when I was walking in, and I'm like, Brett Morgan. And he's like, yeah, I love your film. It's like, you already see it? Yeah, I'm coming back to see it again. Director. And he was so dialed into that film, he drove across LA to make sure the sound inside that room was peak, to make sure that it was all dialed in so that the screening audience would get the best experience. In a film like that, it matters. For some films, you go to a companion that we really like, we highly recommend. You don't need to see that in IMAX. You don't need to see that in Dolby. I mean, studios don't want me saying that, but if you have to pay an upcharge for that, don't bother. If you have AMC A-List or Regal Unlimited, I guess it's really just AMC A-List, because AMC does not charge you for IMAX, Dolby, Prime 3D. There's nothing better in value, virtually in anything. Listen, even if you're like a mild movie fan, at $25 a month, going up to 28 here in a couple months, $28, let's call it at the top, for 4 movies a week, 16 movies. You can go to any 16 movies you want for $28, $1.75 each. Guys, this is a no-brainer. I mean, and again, they're not paying me. They're not a sponsor of the channel. They should be. I'm giving them free publicity. But there's nothing better. You can't beat it. Even if the AMC is like 20 minutes away, if you use it twice a month, it's going to pay for itself. Tickets are over $15 for one movie. If you go to an IMAX, it's like $25. So you've got to be smart with how you spend your cash. If you have a family of 4, it's a different situation. Maybe you only go to the movies once a month. Maybe it's cheaper just to go to that one movie. We do like Dogman. I know, crazy, right? Dogman. I fell asleep during Wolfman. Bad movie. Man, there's been some bad films this year, right? You look at Wolfman, you look at Hard Eyes. What was the other one we had? Oh, Flight Risk. These are all terrible films. Every one of those films. Hard Eyes is I don't know how it happened. It's in the 80% of Rotten Tomatoes. Oh my God, just like Anora's in the 90s. Guys, you got to remember, listen, I'm going to try to stay positive. This whole stream has been largely, even though I dragged Anora, it was actually the nicest dragging of Anora that I've ever done here in MMT. You look at the average critic in the space, they either are lacking in talent, or they carry a bias in, or they just don't have the balls to say what they really want to say. They want to fit in with the crowd. And I go back to Siskel and Ebert. In fact, I might even drag it up here tonight, listen to what they had to say about the death of a critic, right? Death of a critic is wanting to be liked. Death of a critic is wanting to be PC and not saying what you want to say, going along with the group. I have never, ever in my life gone along with the group, as you can probably tell. I am an army of one. I am a mercenary. I run my life basically through me. I don't care. And I'm not trying to say I'm selfish, but I mean, at this point in my life, I'm allowed to do what I want to do. And the reality is that the average critic has to answer to a publication, okay, that's going to get pissed if they say Anora's the worst film of the year. They're going to probably be in trouble, right? Because remember, if you work for Deadline, THR, Variety, The Wrap, no one reads, but let's just say you work for The Wrap. That was awesome shading. That was like, I threw that away. My old acting coach from years ago, when he said throw it away, I threw that away. That was perfect delivery. When you look at the 4 publications, if you're a critic, you cannot savage films the way I do. No one does. No one wants to. They can't, because they know they're going to get called in the office. When I was a TV news anchor, and anybody who's seen me in Boston and Charlotte and Orlando and Milwaukee, I didn't listen to authorities. Whenever my manager would call me in and say Weber, I'd be like, what? Yeah, okay. I'd listen, and then famous story, when I was in Charlotte doing the morning news, I was there for a year. I did not love Charlotte. I don't hate y'all in Charlotte. I just didn't. I think the town, listen, compared to LA, man, LA just destroys Charlotte. But okay, I'm not bad mouthing Charlotte. I remember my news director said, hey, I need you to do a review of Avengers. I think it was Infinity War at that point, one of the Avengers films. And I said, yeah, I'll do it. And so the next morning, the news manager came in and said, hey, Eric, where's your review? I said, I didn't get around to it. Okay. So wait. And I wasn't paying attention because I think I was just in my own little space. Apparently, the manager walked off and someone came up and goes, were we just in office space? You just pulled a Ron Livingston. You're just like, I just didn't do it. That's how I operate. Okay. So I have no strings attached when it comes to the studios. Okay. That's why Disney's not inviting me. Because if I came to see Captain America Brave New World tomorrow night for those first critic screenings, I would walk out. If it's bad, listen, I'm going to see it Thursday and I'm going to be fair. But if I didn't like it, I would come in and go, this is the worst thing. I can't even believe they even made this movie. Wow. Disappointing on every level. No other critic will do that because they will get dragged by film Twitter nerds or the CBM geeks and or their publication and or Disney. Disney will pull access, right? So if you trash a film, Disney will well, guess what? You're not going to see Thunderbolts first. And there was just someone the other day on film Twitter going, I wasn't invited to a Sony screening. I'm like, oh my God, are you fucking kidding me? You're going to cry like a little bitch that you didn't get invited to a screening? Like, how pathetic. Like, seriously, on a scale of 1 to 100 of patheticness of a life, I didn't get invited to a critic screening. Oh my God, that's a 101 on the pathetic scale. Like, no one cares. No one cares that you were there. So shut up And second of all, stop asking for. I can't listen. Weber's going to get nasty again. Anybody who asks for sympathy, like I had a bad day, will someone say something nice? Do me a favor and go all Les Grossman and walk up and punch him in the face. Wham! People, I'm so tired of that. The whole woe is me victimhood bullshit. I told you guys 6 years ago, I was depressed. I was at the bottom of the barrel. I was like, I don't even want to be here anymore. And I didn't go on Twitter. I don't feel good today, everybody. Please say something nice to me. Strap up, bitch. Get back on the fucking monkey bars and go after it in life. That's what I did, and that's what you need to do. Stop that. If victimhood shit is the biggest beta fucking energy, it's pathetic, and I don't want any part of it. Anyone who does that, I'm going to mute or block, or just sad. Don't be a sad person like that. Oh, I'm so sad. If something bad happened, it's one thing. You lose someone close to you, that's different. But even then, do people on Twitter care? No. What are you doing, man? Find real friends in the world, real people that you can talk to rather than out into the ether and talk on Twitter. Even though, listen, maybe you have a friend on Twitter. I doubt it. That's a real friend, but maybe you do. I fell asleep. Yeah, we already got that one. Sorry. I see this is what happens when I don't have a producer. I have to push the buttons and do all this. It's too much. Anora is so derivative and boring. I wouldn't even use it as punishment on my worst enemy. That would be way too cruel. Guys, I know I'm not alone, right? Jason, you're not alone. I'm not alone. There are people out there. What I don't understand are the people that say this is a great film. Tell me why. I want to know why. It's a bad version of Pretty Woman, right? Pretty Woman at least is likable. Richard Gere's likable. Obviously, Julia's likable. And then you have, things like the Go West song, King of Wishful Thinking. You don't have any of this. You had the Take That remix, and that's it at the beginning. That's it. The first 5 minutes. Listen, if you want to make Anora better, I can write a better Anora right now. It's very easy. You can keep everything the same. Make her a hooker, stripper, whatever you want to call her. Call girl. And use her. Do the exact same thing. You've got to make your Russian oligarch kid much more likable and not a goof, okay? I don't even care if that's a representation of Gen Z. You have to make your characters more likable if I'm to care about your characters. Sean doesn't do that. He makes the Russian kid unlikable. He makes Anora a bitch. And then you're left with a bunch of screaming Armenians/Russians. It's bad. Holy shit, this movie's terrible. And the fact that it's winning is the death of Hollywood. If this is going to be the done, it's over. I mean, first of all, I'm never going to talk about Oscars again after this in any kind of positive light, because if you award this best picture, if you give this best screenplay, I can't trust you. We talk about that all the time. You can't be wrong. It's not just wrong. You're saying this is the best film of the year. And not only is it not the best film, it's one of the worst films of the year. It's not even a gray area film. It's bad. It's fucking bad. You guys are crazy. It's anyone who likes that film. Tomorrow's headline, White House will be showing Anora 24/7 Guantanamo Bay to its listen. At least there's a few of you. Now, I know you want to hear your talking points by me. If you watch one of the anti-woke channels, you know what you're going to get. I'm going to come out of a movie like Little Mermaid with black Ariel, and it's terrible because they made Ariel black. I have never done that. Have I? I told you I didn't hate the movie except for the Aquafina crab song on the bed. One of the worst things I've ever sat through. But overall, it's not. She has a great voice. Didn't hate the film. So you're not going to get that out of me. You're going to get genuine hatred that emits from watching the film, not prior, not pre, right? It's always during. When I went into Anora, I was thinking, okay, I didn't love Red Rocket because, again, creepy script, right? 40-year-old guy hits on 17, 18. How old was she? Strawberry, 16, 17, right? That whole thing's creepy. Okay, the fact that no one dragged Sean over Red Rocket, and then the whole fact that it's a weird comedy, again, Sean's in the right space. He's in the right area. Hey, we're making a movie about a hooker, stripper, and the Russian kid. Make the Russian kid likable. Make the family, make it interesting. There's nothing that Sean does here outside of bitch, dork, and loud people. That's it. Loud F-bomb laden gangsters as they try to find the Russian Yakov Shmornov kid And then they yell and bitch and tape her up. And you know what? Screw you guys. I'm going to find the scene where they yell and bitch and tape her up on the chair. And I'm going to make you watch it, and then watch how many people leave. All of a sudden, everyone's going to leave when this scene starts showing, you're all going to run for the exits, and it's not my fault. This is not my fault when I show you this, and you all go, oh, well, this is terrible. I tried to tell you. Let me see if I can find a scene is it even here? They used to have it. Here's the ending scene. You guys want to watch the ending scene? I don't care at this point. Yeah, you know what? Let's watch a little of you guys want to watch the ending scene? We've never watched this. Here we go. Everybody, this is the ending scene that you all were moved over, where she goes from one note bitch to crying to humping in the car, and you all were like, wow, this is a masterpiece. Let's watch a little bit of it. Here it comes. He just drove her home. She's going back to her apartment. She's been a raging bee the entire movie. But wait, everybody, she's now going to be vulnerable. And you're all supposed to say, wow, Sean Baker, you are a master. There he goes with the luggage. We didn't see this coming, by the way, throughout the entire movie. Here comes the bald Russian guy. He's actually got a thing for her. Came out of nowhere. I was shocked. Oh, everything I'm watching, this is 100% best director material. Oh my God, it's like one of the best scenes I've ever seen. It's certainly a closing scene. I'll never forget this scene. Actually, as soon as it's over, I'll forget it again. Time out. Time out here, jerk. This movie didn't make me uncomfortable. Dude, I watch Pornhub videos. Are you fucking kidding me, jerk? Dude, I grew up with Seika, John Holmes, Ginger Lynn. I'm not uncomfortable. Give me a break. This movie sucks. I'm not uncomfortable with what? Uncomfortable with a shitty movie? Yeah, jerks. I like you, jerk. But come on, man. This movie's terrible. Of course it left you cold, because Anora's cold the entire film. But guess what, everybody? Anora here with 4 minutes left in the movie, she's all of a sudden not going to be cold. So nice to finally show that and reveal that part of your character at the very end, where I already don't give a shit about what happens to her. But at the end, she's going to start crying. She's going to hump the dude. And now I'm all of a sudden going to break down and start crying on the way to the exits. That's what's going to happen. Oh, yeah, right. Wow. Look at the snow.
This car is very you.
See, she's still being a bitch, right? She doesn't, think about lines of dialogue right there. Yeah, granted. But can't she say anything like, listen, I've been a bitch. At least for my sake. Right now, I would have loved her to say, I've been a bitch the entire time. And I don't know why. It's just a foible I have. And hopefully you can see that I'm not just a raging bitch the entire movie.
Do you like it?
No.
Oh, God. This is going to win Best Picture, you guys. Holy shit. Oh, it's his worst film. I would agree with that. I would agree. It's worse than Red Rocket. Yeah. And Tangerine.
It's my grandmother's.
Oh, she feels bad because it's his grandma's. Oh. Look, now I'm going to be sad. Now I'm going to be not. Here's my turn. Here's my turn. Here's my vulnerable turn, everybody. Start crying. Get out the tissues. Oh, my God. Anora's finally not going to be a bitch. Here it comes. Look. Oh, wow. This is why you win Best Director. Look, she's peering right into the camera. Look at the framing. Wow. How was this not up for best cinematography? Here comes the humping, guys. Hey, listen, if you're under the age of, what is it? This is R, right? If you're under the age of 17, you're going to have to leave because it's going to get a little bit bumpy and grindy up in that old Mercedes, or was it a Volvo? Who fucking cares? First of all, if you're the Russian guy, you're like, get the fuck off me. You totally are. I'm like, man, you were just sleeping with Sergey, whatever the fuck the guy's name is. Yakov Smirnov's dick's been in there. I'm not going to have any action with you. Damn no, girl. Yeah, I'd be like, I'm not touching that ass. Get off me. I would. I mean, listen, if it was Adriana Chechik, I might let her do what she's doing in this scene. Is that what it is? Is this like an incel's dream or something? I don't know. I didn't say that. That's from the comments. I'm just saying, I'm trying to piece it all together. Look, she's stroking him. Like, dude, think for a second. I didn't even time out. At this point, I was about ready to leave the theater. I'm not even noticing what she's doing. You guys seeing this shit? This isn't creepy. This isn't creepy. Jesus. I do feel like I'm watching something on X Hamster. This is terrible. I can't even watch the whole thing. I'm done. I'm not watching the end of this shit. I'm not watching the end of this shit. I'm going to scoot ahead. I don't even remember what the fuck was going on there. There's that. She rides him. I'm not watching this anymore. And then there she goes. Now let's have her cry, everybody. There it is. She finally has been broken.
Video and subscribe.
There's no dialogue. How do you make this scene and not have a line from her? Right? A good, really strong, like, my life's a fucking shit show. Right? Something. But yet Sean Baker's going to win Best Original Screenplay. Unbelievable, guys. This is fucking crazy. You believe this shit that we just watched? This is your best picture. This is the final scene of the best picture of 2024. Likely. The PGA thought this. I'm pretty certain that the PGA didn't watch any movies. There's no way in hell you'd pick this. You'd pick anything. Anything. What other options are there? They didn't watch. They're like, oh, I've heard Anora's good. Let's just put Anora at number 1. Or Neon bought the votes. I don't know. Oh, fuck off, Neon. I'll say what I want to say. I don't need your fucking passes to go see Monkey. I'll see the Monkey on Wednesday, and based on the trailer, I'm probably going to destroy it. Looks bad with all the jokes. Like, there's a monkey. No, it's actually the guy's voice. The monkey came back to kill me. What the fuck is this shit? I do like the movie. Nicole, thanks for joining the channel. Well, but then it can't be a masterpiece like I'm being told by Film Twitter. I forget, does it end with her? Yeah, that's it. That's the end of the movie. That's when I walked out and I was screaming in the lobby going, holy shit, this is bad. This is bad. Message of the film, dads, raise your daughters right so they don't end up like this. Wow. Like, couldn't you have said it a little bit more interestingly? But yeah, I mean, how about, does she even have a line in the movie about her dad? I don't think she does she? I don't think there's even a line of dialogue. Right. Remember, as I told you guys, when we wrote our script, you're always trying to inform the audience about your characters through some of the dialogue where it's not like your character's the one who's saying it. Have a way to come up where maybe Sergey, whatever the kid's fucking name is, the Russian kid, he says, my parents are the worst. And I don't remember. Guys, help me. If it's there, the movie's bad. Okay. But have her say something like, yeah, my dad abandoned me when I was a kid, and that's probably why I turned out the way I am. At least that's more interesting. Give us some insight. Give me something. But Sean Baker didn't write that movie. He wrote this shit. Bad. Fucking bad. I hope it wins. I hope it wins. Well, no, but Johnny, that's the power of the ending, is that it just ends. You're supposed to say, oh, wow, that was an emotional journey. That's what you're supposed to say. I'm telling you, there's a very big disconnect between people and emotions these days. Like I'm a very deep, I know you guys are not going to believe this, deeply spiritual, even though I'm not a deeply religious, deeply spiritual person. So if I watch something that's anti-spirit, anti-humanity, I talk about that all the time, I'm not going to have the same reaction. This film doesn't have a lot of humanity in it, okay? That last scene, it doesn't. They're dropping F-bombs. They're not likable. Humanity is attaching your characters with traits that lets you see they're human, other than the fact that I'm a one-note bitch and I'm trying to pay my rent. That's not enough. You've got to do more, okay? And again, in the script we wrote, which I can't still talk about because it's just, here's the deal. The characters are not necessarily likable, but there are aspects of them that you'll relate to and you'll understand, and then it softens the edges of the characters. Anora doesn't do that. Anora does not in any of the characters except for the bald Russian. That's about it. Everyone else is unlikable, and the film is not good. Okay, that's it. There's nothing more to say. There was a great comment here I think I saw from, here's a new person, Lord of the Films. Gongro, I know you're here. I'm just going to push a couple for me if I see him. If you see some, let me know too. The problem with Anora is that there's no point to it in the end. Sure, it's about the same uncomfortable reality, but you don't learn anything of substance or take away some kind of theme. Exactly. Again, because the screenplay's not great. It's not good. Okay, it's not this is, if this wins screenplay, which it didn't at Critics' Choice, right? Critics' Choice went with Substance. Substance is a better film than this across the board, every level, from direction to cinematography to score to performances, everything's better. Okay, but yet it's not going to win. Anora is now the very clear front runner to win Best Picture at the Oscars. So I'm glad Lord of the Films is here. I'm glad Johnny, you guys understand this. Johnny had a good one. Like and we talked about that. We talked about how it's not necessarily Mikey's fault, right? It's about Sean Baker's screenplay. If the writer does not give you an opportunity for your character to exhibit the vulnerability and the likability and something, you have to either ad-lib a scene or to find a way to physically manifest something that will allow the audience to say, okay, I see layers here. And the problem is it doesn't ever happen. It didn't happen in Florida Project. The difference here is that Mikey is an older actress and more experienced, certainly, than Brooklyn Prince was in Florida Project. I don't put any of the problems of Florida Project on Brooklyn Prince. She's an 8-year-old girl they plucked out of a Target, if I'm not mistaken. So she didn't have the chops. It was her first experience, but it's up to Sean to write it so that she is likable at some level, and the little girl is not throughout the entire thing. And Nora, same thing. He writes his characters the same way. One note. There's no layering. He's not a great writer. Not a great writer. And this is exactly right. I like Sean Baker, the director, right? If you give him a film, he's going to give you a grounded film. I go back to Red Rocket. I remember coming out of that, and I was expecting a dark journey of an ex-porn actor trying to rebuild his life in middle of nowhere, Texas. Instead, I got a goofy comedy with him hooking up with a 17, 18-year-old girl at the donut shop. It's fucking terrible. It's not a good movie. It's better than Anora. It's not good. Red Rocket, not good. But I love his look, his aesthetic, his edits, his overall construction of the film. It's the writing that's not there. Sean Baker, better writer than director. We talk about all the time. Writer, director, two different skills. You're not good at everything. I would say Nolan's a better director than writer. Better writer than Sean Baker, no question. But of the two, right? When you go look at a Fincher working with Sorkin in, as we mentioned, the biggest crime at the Oscars ever, Social Network not winning Best Picture. You're looking at a director and a writer in simpatico, and they complement themselves perfectly, and that's what makes that film so great. Not everybody's great at everything. Everybody, it's coming. Over My Shoulder I don't think you can see it here. It's a little offside. Let me see if I can. If I hit this, you might be able to see it. Give me a second. Nope, it's out of frame now. I have Empire of Light up here, and I always bring it back to that film when we talk about writing, directing. When you look at Sam Mendes, when he is a director, he is stellar. When he writes and directs, we got a problem. And Empire of Light is still a much better film than Anora. By the way, wasn't even nominated for a Best Picture. Empire of Light, better film than Anora. And the direction's better. Score, the Reznor Ross score was the best score that year. But you look at the problem is that the direction on Sam Mendes is better than the writing. Same thing with Baker. Although I wouldn't even put Baker up at a Mendes level of direction. No. You know, until Baker shows me something outside of a grounded, even though we love our grounded character-based films, you know, to be a true great director, you got to do a Danny Boyle. You got to be able to show me a 28 Days Later and then flip and do Tomorrow or whatever the fuck that other one. Yesterday. One of the songs from the Beatles. If you look at, or from Lennon, whatever. When you look at that, you have to be able to have range, and nobody has more range than Danny Boyle working today. Nobody. Bong might. Bong is interesting because we're going to see Mickey 17. I don't have a lot of faith in Mickey 17. People are wondering why you love Bong. Of course, I think Parasite is a masterpiece. It's one of the certainly best films of the past decade, without question, along with Tar. But when you look at that film, there's a reason why it got shoved into January initially, and now it's March. Is it not March now? There's a reason it got shoved, because if it was great, Warner Brothers would have dropped that at the end of 2024 in contention for Oscars 2024. The reason they pushed it is because they know it's not that good, because you do not push a good film into the early part of a year. Why? Any film that comes out early in the year is behind the 8 ball, because it's very difficult to drag a film's momentum all the way through to the Oscars 1 year later. A few have done that. Everything Everywhere, Get Out, Black Panther. What do all three of those have in common? They are virtue signally wokey films, okay? They are, okay? They just are. So when you write, they fill the woke box. And I'm not even the woke guy. I'm just telling you, you guys know I'm right. So, okay. So if you fill the woke box, you can do it. If you're Dune 2, you can't. Look what happened with Dune 2. Dune 2 early this year in March cannot carry momentum through. I'm here to tell you here tonight, if Dune 2 were released in October, November, like the other one was, what was that? September, October for the first one. You're looking at a chance at a Best Picture with Dune 2. I don't think it's as good as 1, but last year was so bad. It's a better film than Anora. But again, because of that release date, recency bias, you've got a problem because you can't carry the momentum through. And that was Warner Brothers' problem. And again, if Warner Brothers, I can walk to Warner Brothers. If they would bother, I could come in and fix some shit and tell you what to do. But I have a feeling someone there knows something, because Mickey 17 is coming out at a time where they know it's not good. Okay. Let's do open comments. We're an hour and 15. Anything about the Super Bowl, your favorite ad, your favorite spot. I did the Led Zeppelin thing. We did Anora. Nobody's better than us. Nobody can touch us. We're the gold standard. Thank you for watching MMT on this Super Bowl post-game show, movie style / commercials / trailers. Open comment time here tonight on this Sunday night. If you have something I didn't get to, do it. And the Dunkin' Donuts ads are better than Anora. Listen, Nate, I didn't watch it. Let's watch it real quick. I didn't see the Dunkin' ad. I heard that Ben was back again. Hold on. Let's see if I can watch it. I missed the beginning of the game, so I missed a bunch of ads. Here it is. Let's watch it. Let's watch it right now. I don't think I can reply to because discussing film blocked me. Oh, I do want to mention, I want to talk about it in a minute. Someone asked me. You have to ask me. Ask me what happened with what was the name of that group again? The Gate Crashers. I'll talk Gate Crashers. I have no problem with it. I found out that Jeff, what's his ass, was in the Gate Crashers. If I would have known he was part of the Gate Crashers, I wouldn't have joined. That guy's creepy. Holy shit. He probably liked Anora. He's creepy. Fucking creepy, dude. Oh, sorry, Jeff. You are, dude. You're fucking weird, man. Sorry, bro. Hold up. Weber's being mean again. Look what's happening. Weber's being mean. All right, I got to get the right one up. Give me a second. I'm going to restart it. This is what happens when I go live.
I get you money for that. Get out of here.
Oh, it's only 15
All right,
seconds.
next.
Jesus criminy. I got to this would be the shortest video ever. Here we go, everybody. 15 seconds.
All right, next. I thought they banned you from these things.
Let me get one of those Don King $6 meal deals.
Look like we're serving food?
Can you sign this then?
Come on. We did 6 movies together. You want me to sign something?
I get you money for that.
Okay, I mean, I guess. I'm not a big fan of slackers. I mean, by the way, Kevin Smith looks creepy, doesn't he? Hold on, I hit the wrong thing. Doesn't he kind of look kind of creepy? He's lost too much weight, right? You don't want to lose too much weight. He looks, yeah, now I'm calling everybody creepy. Weber, you're creepy, motherfucker. Too bad, man. It's my show. I'll do what I want to do. Anora's mid, not terrible. It's bad. It's fucking bad. Carlos, this is the worst year for the Oscars. 100%. 100%. We've been saying that repeatedly, right? I mean, it's one of the worst years for film, 2024. There's a few outliers, right? We mentioned them already tonight. We talked about Substance, #1 film of the year. We mentioned A Complete Unknown. I Love Handling the Undead, small film from Neon. You know, there's only a few films that we really, really liked last year. And I like Deadpool and Wolverine more than anything else. A lot of films. Quickly, let's just do this since I haven't done this. Let's go ahead and talk for just a minute because I know, listen, I know a lot of you want to talk about Blake Lively and the whole Ryan Reynolds. Listen, I'm just going to lay it out for you like this. We're not going to go into the 270 fucking pages or whatever we have to go through. Here's what I'm going to tell you is I mentioned this the other night, and it's really important we talk about this here tonight because Blake wasn't at the game with her ex-friend, Taylor Swift. We have never seen a fall from grace in a couple in Hollywood. I would say ever. You look at Ryan Reynolds. It's almost like we're living in a different reality right now to see how far Ryan has fallen from being seen as this perfect Hollywood guy, everyone loved, owned Wrexham, sold his gin company, runs a mobile phone service and Mint. He does all these things. He does things with kids. He's a good guy. And then we have this. Okay. Now, you're going to say they brought it upon themselves. That's not the point, right? That's a whole different thing, right? You guys have to understand. When we're talking about things, and I do this a lot, we're extracting elements of ideas and stories and talking only about that thing. And the element of this story of Ryan Reynolds' career crash, is something that is so fascinating and for him horrifying. It has to be discussed because, again, we haven't seen something like this ever. And he's trying to run away from this publicity, right? The problem is he's not going to get away from it because as we talked about with this whole situation, with that lawsuit, now that they filed it and now Baldoni with that counter lawsuit, you are going to be in court. The chances of Baldoni dropping, even if Lively and Reynolds drop this thing, they're going to have to pay Justin Baldoni hundreds of millions of dollars. Then he's going to have that NDA and he's going to have to drop his lawsuit, and forever neither Lively or Reynolds will be able to live down the fact that they caused what they did. Okay. It's fucking crazy. And it's a reminder. I say this all the time, and my DMs are open. Okay. They really are. They're wide open, but I don't answer everybody. But here's what I'm going to tell you. If you ever have a real serious question, should I do this or that? Anybody, any DM, unless you come in and say something fucking inflammatory or some shit, I'm going to roast your ass. Okay. There's no safe place there. But if you're coming in as a source, if you're coming in as somebody who's telling me in confidence, I am a journalist at heart. If someone tells me, here's what's going on, this, and this, I don't ever tell anybody. I have friends that I talk to, but we don't talk about these specifics. I've never said, even if it's like something stupid, like this movie is this, and there's a director in it, I don't ever say who sent it to me because I'm a journalist at the end of the day, which is, I know for some of you, that's what drives the haters so much. They go, he's actually very objective, very fair, very opinionated, but that is what makes the difference between him and everybody else in the space. And my point is, I wish that Ryan Reynolds, we follow each other at one time. He could have come into my DMs, and I know he wouldn't. I understand it's crazy to say this because what I'm telling you is like, well, why would he? Because I would have told him not to fucking do it. I would have said, again, back to that film, $350 million worldwide. you are sitting on a pot of gold. I know you want more. You don't need more. You are rich for 1,000 lifetimes. Why? 1,000,000 lifetimes. Why are you bothering trying to steal or take the rights for a sequel to It Ends With Us and kick off Justin and recast it and let Blake take over? You took a step too far. You went one too many moves. You should have been happy with what you had in a hit film for your wife. And yes, I'm attacking Ryan Reynolds because he had to say yes to this. He's married to her. Ryan, dude, what were you fucking thinking? It's insane that you guys even tried this shit. It's crazy. Why? It wasn't worth it, dude. Clearly. And now, you can't even make a movie. No producer is going to go shoot to the set tomorrow with Ryan Reynolds right now. No fucking way. No way. Trust me, I guarantee that if he wants to go out and try to shoot something, every studio in town is going to say, hold off. We got to put you on the back burner. You're in timeout for at least a few more months until we see where this goes. Right now, I cannot put you in a movie because I don't know if we're going to have an Armie Hammer situation. Obviously, much bigger star. But remember, you go back to Next Goal Wins, they had to reshoot that film because Armie Hammer was in it. If all of a sudden you've got Ryan Reynolds doing the voice of Pikachu again in that sequel to Pokemon, and then shit even gets worse, you got to go back and do the whole thing again. I'm just like, no, you need to go time out. Go to Wrexham, hang out in Wales, do your thing, but we're not shooting anything. It's crazy, but it's true. And if they would have just not thrown the extra card, if they would have held it and been happy with what they have, it's a great lesson for everybody. Be happy with what you have. Don't push, especially forget about the ethics, right? Which is obviously really bad. If what I'm saying is what happened, we're going to try to take this out of your hands through a power play, get you fired by your agent, get you banned essentially in Hollywood, blackballed, and all that, right? That's a whole nother thing. I'm just talking about the aspect of even wanting to do that. Why? And you're going to say, well, some people just are power hungry. Don't be power hungry. Be happy with what you have. Okay? Listen, I'm not rich. I don't go to bed at night and go, well, I wish I had $10 million. Yeah, I mean, I'd be a cooler place and a nicer car, but it doesn't fucking matter. And when you're at that level, for them, it really doesn't, right? Think about that for a minute. You need a roof over your head. You need a place to cook. You need a shower. And, a door that works. If you really think about what you need, right? A car to get you from point A to point B. You don't need a Ferrari. You don't need a house up in the hills. Okay? You don't need them. You might like those, but they don't make your life better. Okay? Money helps. But again, when you're at the level of those two, why are you trying for more? You overplayed your hand, and now it's all crashing down. And that is the true riveting part of this, is the destruction. Blake Lively was, listen, not a big star, hadn't had a lot of success, but now coming off a $350 million film with sequels in the way, she's already the character. What are we doing now? Right now, it's looking like Baldoni keeps the movie. She's gone. So it's going to sting her more because she's going to be recast. Scarlett Johansson. Oh my God, how would that make Ryan Reynolds feel? And now you've got Baldoni making the movie without Blake Lively. It's another big hit, maybe bigger than the first one. And people are like, oh, I liked it more. Listen, I know this is going to sound crazy tonight. I'm going to tell you, I don't know if we're ever going to see Blake Lively again. I mean, I don't mean like she's going to do something bad. I mean, she's going to go into hiding where, literally witness protection. She's not coming out of her place. She's not going to come out. She's got to be, again, I understand what she did. I get it. What you guys think she did, the lawsuit says she did. But just from a mental standpoint, to feel a collapse of your life the way those two have, the fact that either of them is functioning at this point has got to be a miracle. Because trust me, I've seen Ryan Reynolds do his Mint Mobile thing. He's trying. He just went out and he did something. He's trying, but trust me, behind the scenes, the two of them are barely functional. Now, again, you can say, I understand why, and they deserve it. I'm just saying, think about that. To go from walking around going, we're kings of the world, king and queen, we run the universe, to it's a quick fucking fall, man. And if you don't play your cards right, or if you throw in the death card in this case, my God, it really feels like it has been. I mean, it is so bad. I mean, you real quick, let's look just quickly on. I'm going to go to Ryan Reynolds' IMDb page because trust me, everything that is happening right now is on hold. And it's a ton of shit. Okay, wait till I show you this. It's a ton of shit. Okay, there's Ryan Reynolds. Let's look down at everything that's coming up as a producer and everything that he's got in the pipeline. Again, I think I saw Pikachu, Detective 2. Okay, credits, upcoming, Animal Friends, in production. Not now, it's not. 2 animals become unlikely friends. He's doing the voices? No, he's not. Not now. That movie's on hold. 100% on hold. Don't even know what studio it is. There it is. Pokemon Detective in development. That's on hold. 100%. Okay. That's hold. Dragon's Lair, hold. Calamity Hustle. Former LA detective turned undercover detective who, after being shaken down by... Okay, so stars, Ryan Reynolds and Channing Tatum. Nuh-uh, not now. Not now, it's not. Nope. Nope. Mayday. What's that? Let's find out what Mayday is. Kenneth Branagh and Ryan Reynolds, where he plays a secret agent of some sort. Reconnaissance mission over Soviet territory. That's not happening. What else isn't happening? Boy band, pre-production. It'll probably be in pre-production forever. Sean Levy, star Ryan Reynolds. Not right now. It's not Ryan. Why did you do this? Why'd you do this, man? The fuck were you thinking, dude? Clue. Hasbro. Ryan Reynolds and Jason Bateman. Not now, it's not. None of this shit. Everyday parenting tips. Paul King. Paul King's a hell of a director. Paddington. Ryan Reynolds. Nope. Nope. Well, obviously, I mean, clearly, but listen, like I said, why would you risk your entire empire for a fucking not a rom-com, a drama that was okay? I didn't hate it. I actually liked it. But your wife's working, you're making money. Dude, let it go, man. Maybe it's control issues, but man, it's killing you, bro. It's fucking killing you. And man, now, okay, so I tell you guys I'm really good with advice, right? What would you do? What would you tell Ryan Reynolds if he's watching right now? I would tell you, I would get on the horn with Justin's lawyers, and I would say, assuming you don't have an ace in the hole, assuming you don't have a card in your back pocket you're about ready to throw and turn the entire game. If you don't have that, which I imagine they don't, and let me tell you why I don't think they have the card. Because if they had that card, you would see Blake and Ryan out. They wouldn't care. They're like, oh yeah, bitches, go ahead, make fun of us. Bam, here's the card. Throw it. They don't have it. So I would be on the phone. Go back and let's just watch it right now. Let's watch the final scene from Social Network. And this is exactly what I would be telling Ryan Reynolds right now. I want you to watch this and imagine Ryan Reynolds is being told exactly what the advice. There it is. I'm not a bad guy. Let's watch it. This is Ryan Reynolds in my office as a lawyer. Ryan Reynolds comes in tomorrow. Guys, how great is this movie? This is a masterpiece. Okay, let's watch the final scene from Social Network. I'm not a bad guy. Here it comes.
Yeah, I was just sitting here.
What happened to Sean?
He still owns 7% of the company. All you had all day was that salad. You want to get something to eat?
I can't.
Okay, now comes the moment, right? Ryan Reynolds is there. Here comes the advice, and listen to this.
I'm not a bad guy.
I know that. When there's emotional testimony, I assume 85% of it is exaggeration.
And the other 15?
Perjury. Creation myths need a devil.
What happens now?
Cy and the others are having a stake on University Avenue. Then they'll come back up to the office.
Okay, here it is, right? Here comes the advice. Listen, Ryan Reynolds, this is it. This is exactly what I would tell you at this moment you need to do tomorrow morning.
And start working on a settlement agreement to present to you.
They're going to settle.
Oh, yeah. And you're going to have to pay a little extra.
Exactly. And Ryan, you're going to need to pay a little extra.
Why?
So that these guys sign a non-disclosure agreement. They say one unflattering word about you in public, you own their wife and kids.
I invented Facebook.
I'm talking about a jury.
Okay, right? What does the jury of public opinion say right now? You damn know. Just go look at any comment. Okay, let's continue here.
I specialize in voir dire, jury selection, what a jury sees when they look at a defendant. Clothes, hair, speaking style, likability.
Likability.
I've been licensed to practice law for all of 20 months, and I could get a jury to believe that you planted the story about Eduardo and the chicken. Watch what else. Why weren't you at Sean's sorority party that night?
You think I'm the one that called the police?
Doesn't matter. I asked the question, now everybody's thinking about it. You've lost your jury in the first 10 minutes.
Farm animals.
Yeah.
I was drunk and angry and stupid.
And blogging.
And blogging.
Pay them. In the scheme of things, it's a speeding ticket.
Exactly. God, that's such a great line, right? Sorkin, this movie. So I think I've told you guys, when this movie came out, I was living in Orlando, and I watched it there. And then literally within a few months of that, I got a job offer in Boston. And I flew to Boston right after seeing this movie. And the first place I went, I landed at Logan, and I got in the cab, and I still had some time because I had the interview the next day. And I said, take me to the Thirsty Scholar. The actual bar from Social Network is there. I assume it's still there. It's in Harvard. It's in the Harvard area, just like this. That's what makes the film so awesome. If you've been in Boston, you can live a lot of this movie because it was shot there, right there in Harvard Yard, all that. But I go, Thirsty Scholar, where's the table? I sat at the table where they're at the beginning, they're having the conversation. And at that moment, I go, I'm moving to Boston because this film was why I moved. It's why I took the job, because I love this. This is one of my favorite films, if not my favorite film of all time.
That's what Cy will tell you tomorrow.
Do you think anybody would mind if I stayed and used the computer for a minute?
I can't imagine it would be a problem.
Thanks. I appreciate your help today.
You're not an asshole, Mark. You're just trying so hard to be.
So great. God, it's so great. But that's the advice, right? That scene. Pay him. And it'll be a speeding ticket. Because Ryan Reynolds has so much to lose. He already has. He's already taken a massive hit. Massive, fucking huge. I mean, this is a career shot that is going to knock him down. I'm going to be... listen, I know time heals everything. I get it. But right now, if you were to say, Weber, what do you think is going to happen with Ryan Reynolds going forward? I say he's never going to be the star he was before. Never. Because the internet doesn't forget. And certainly the public opinion is so, oh my God, you're phony. I can't believe you did this. Even if it's not true to this scene, listen, he's like, I invented Facebook, even though we all know he took the idea from the Winklevosses. But he, even if Ryan says, I wasn't the bad guy, he really was. The advice stays the same. You need this to end. You need it to end now. You need to pay them and just give them more. Here's $500 million. But Justin Baldoni, how do you feel about you're now back with William Morris and we're going to wire you $100 million tomorrow? Will that be enough? Here's the problem. Oh, God, the Reznor Ross score is one of the best of all time. I mean, hold on. Since we're here and I'm already blowing through copyright shit, my stream's already demonetized. Who cares? Let me show you. This is when I knew I was working. When I was watching this film, this is the moment, right? The moment that I knew I was watching greatness. It happens. Let me see if I can find the exact thing. Give me 1 second. Okay, hold on. There's the first 10 minutes. We're not going to watch all 10 minutes.
Agreed on how much
just give me 1 second.
Enhanced individuals
I want to show you
deserve.
I can pinpoint the exact moment. Okay, so just so you know, this is the Thirsty Scholar I was talking about right here. Right here, this opening scene, the table they're at, right? Everyone knows this fucking scene.
Do you know there are more people with genius IQs living in China than there are people of any kind living in the United States?
That can't possibly be true.
It is.
What would account for that?
Well, first, an awful lot of people live in China.
Right there. There's your table at the Thirsty Scholar. I sat right there on the side of Rooney Mara, and I was like, life is good. It doesn't get better. Okay, hold on. Let me show you. Let me show you when I knew. This is the moment I knew that I was in for a film. You guys ready? Here it comes. I'll tell you exactly when it happens. You'll know. You probably know. Here it comes. Not here. It's not this. Wait for it. Right there. Right then. Right now. Right now. Because there's Thirsty Scholar Pub. Because the score. Right? It's like you're like, what? Okay, the score's telling me I'm in for some dark shit. Right? The second you hear that, it's hand to bone, what's it called? Right here. And by the way, I walked right here. I'm like, I got to get to this spot. It's right in Harvard, right there. Right? Exactly. Well, jerk, but the thing is right, here's the thing. We talk about singular talent, right? From a composer, director, writer, singular. In other words, no one else could do what Reznor Ross did right there. Right there, that moment is owned by that score, and it changes everything that you're watching. That's the importance of score, and so often score does not do anything. It actually detracts and lessens and weakens the film. Here, you're instantly drawn into, what the fuck is this? That's some weird, fucking obtuse shit, right? What's happening here? This is avant-garde in a way, right? You're like, what's going on? It puts you in a different spot than you normally would be when you get a splat score. It's like, this is like, wait a second, with the strings, right? Listen to the strings again. The strings. It's everything, dude. Everything. It's everything. It's a perfect film. I mean, the only thing I would change is I'd swap out Justin Timberlake. Not because I think that he's necessarily bad. I just want to have someone in there that I don't instantly say, hey, that's the guy from NSYNC. That's it. But it's not like it wrecks the film, because everything else is perfect. Editing, writing, score, it's all just perfection. It's one of the best films ever made. Ever made. It's not a question. Not a question. I do want to play. Hold on. There's one more thing. Just so you know, and by the way, when I was listening to this, I knew that this was the work of at least Atticus Ross. Now, let me tell you why. Because Panoramic. I've played this before. I want you to listen to Panoramic from Book of Eli. I've played it before, but as soon as I heard the cue, right, the strings, I instantly was like, this is Atticus Ross. Listen to this track from listen, when people ask me, what's a score that's way too good for the film? It's Panoramic, the entire score from Atticus Ross in Book of Eli with Denzel Washington. Listen to this. Hear it? So, right? Same feel. You can tell it's from the same composer, right? I mean, it's just Ross by himself. And I go back, I tell you the story because these are the stories I love because they mean the most to me. When I ran into Atticus Ross at an event a couple of years ago here, I went up to him and I said, I want you to know that Panoramic from Book of Eli is too good for the movie. And he didn't know what to say. He looked at me like, what? And he was a real shy guy, and he's like, "That's very nice of you." No one else has told him that. That's what I do, singular. Because everyone go, "Oh, listen, you're really good. I love your score from Social Network." Of course I do, but this is too good for the movie. Well, yes, but the score is what sets it off. The score is what sets it off. Obviously Fincher, but the score. If you strip out Book of Eli, well, obviously strip out that score, Book of Eli is garbage. But if you strip out the score from Social Network and you replace it with Desplat or some just hack like Lorne Balfe, it's not the same movie, right? You guys understand that? That it's all the pieces. Okay, it's why we talk about when we talk about films that we love, like Substance. Everything's there: cinematography, performances, score, direction. Those are all the elements, right? Edits, obviously, edits should be there. I mean, listen, edits should be there. Sure, there's better films like editing, look at Challengers, but editing in general should be pretty strong. Okay, cinematography is not always there. Certainly, score is definitely not always there, and direction hopefully is there, but not at a level that's elite. Right? We're looking for that elite plus. And most films have a very mid. They ride the midline across every single element of filmmaking. And because of that, when you hear and see something that rises so far above that midline, you are like, okay, now we're in the presence of greatness. And when I watch Book of Eli, I'm like, this is a great score. A great score. I saw Margin Call in Boston too. I don't hate it. Certainly better than J.C. Chandor's last film, which was, everybody, Craven the Hunter. I mean, way better than that. Way better. There was one more thing I wanted to see here before I get out of here tonight. I've been on for an hour and a half. Guys, I can't talk. There's only me. It's only me. I can't do this all day. Weber this. Well, who else does an hour and a half stream by himself and only had like about a minute to break in between like showing you a trailer? Are there any other trailers we missed this week? I feel like there's something else. If there was, hit me in the comments because we're just about done here. We had a really cool show, right? We had everything. We literally had the entire fucking smorgasbord here tonight. And hopefully you guys appreciate what this channel does. We're not going to be confined in whatever area it may be, right? We can talk about anything. I just broke down some of the NFL shit. The ability we have to hit multiple topics in one stream is unparalleled, and certainly on our own. The haters can say whatever they want. And by the way, haters, I'm going to let you know something. I say this all the time, and I need you to really fucking get this. I need you to let this sink in and understand. What you do is fuel me to fucking dominate. So I love it. I think it's the energy I need. As Brady says in that promo, disrespect is a gift. Well, guess what? Your hatred is my fucking fuel. And I can promise you this, I do more in my existence than you ever have in your entire sum of your life. I'm not worried. I fucking dominate every day. So remember that. If you got a problem with that, use that as your fuel. Do not even bother, because all you're doing is making me stronger. So I actually want to thank you for being out there and saying, not you guys, the nerds, some dweeb. Oh, you're an old man. Shut the fuck up. I've done more in my life, and I dominate your bitch beta fucking ass every day. Just know that. And that's why you're hiding behind an avatar, because I destroy you. Some of us walk around and we are the avatar. I don't have to hide behind an avatar of Captain America, bitch. You got it? Good. I'm glad we're on the same page. Quickly, I want to mention Gate Crashers because people were asking me about that. I'll show you the email I got. Let me find it for you. Sorry, you knew I had to get aggressive at some point. Weber's like, he's too nice of a stream. And remember, whenever I do this, I always have to, it's just going to be quick. Don't everyone get angry at me when I show you this. It's a reminder to all the haters out there, I'm not like you motherfuckers. Don't forget that shit. They ain't no fucking Photoshop there. Don't fuck with me. Got it? Good. Glad we're on the same page. Okay, so here's the deal. Let's talk about Gate Crashers. I don't even know much about Gate Crashers other than I got an email from Sasha Stone. By the way, listen, if you're going to try some shit on me, not Sasha. I like Sasha. But I can promise you this, I'm going to air it all out because you're just gonna get fucking. I'm gonna do you like that, because here's the reality. I'm gonna make it very simple for you, and I'll be as honest as possible. apparently Gatecrashers was a group that was started by Jeff Wells. Okay. I don't really know Jeff. I've seen Jeff around years ago. I know some of you have whatever with him. Jeff Wells is an old man. There's always that thrown around. So, of course, I was waiting for that because they have nothing else. Well, he's ripped. He's smart. His show's good. Okay. He's old. What the fuck? I mean, yeah, go for something, right? Try to latch onto something that's not going to work, but go for it. So Gatecrasher says, hey, do you want to join? And all you have to do is upload your pics for Oscar. I go, well, fine. If I don't have to do anything, yeah, I'll do whatever it is. Apparently, there's a website. Didn't even know about it. Never checked it. Didn't even look until yesterday. I said, let me go look at this website. What the fuck is Gatecrashers? So here's what just so you know, this is what happened yesterday. So anyhow, Chris Gore, as you guys know, love-hate relationship. We used to be friends. We're not anymore. I have no respect for him. I mean, it's straight up. And he can't say that about me. If he doesn't have respect for me, it's because he doesn't have respect for himself. Because I'm the real fucking deal. Chris Gore's not the real fucking deal. He's a shill. He's turned into an anti-woke grifter. Okay, that's who Chris Gore is. He's a fucking grifter. I'm not a grifter. I'm the fucking real deal. Okay, I'm 100% authentic, 100% the man. I do not grift. Okay, everything I say, I believe in. I have never once said anything on this stream that I did not 100% believe in and back. That is not the same as Gore, who will rip a film because it has too much gay, because it is too woke, because whatever it is his audience wants to hear. I don't care what my audience wants to hear, and therefore I'm going to say what I think needs to be said. Yeah, I care. I mean, of course, I want to sort of entertain you guys, but that's not my driving force. If it were, I could start making videos that were anti-woke. I could start hammering the lively Baldoni suit every single night, and you all be like, okay, this is perfect, and I get a lot more views. But I don't care. Okay, when I did this and when I do this, I do it because I enjoy it and I like the films and I want to talk about them. Here it is. So anyhow, let me find the actual. Oh, actually, the tweets here. I can do everything right off of this. Some of you guys like the dirt. Let's go ahead and do the dirt right now. So here's the tweet I sent out on, I believe it was Friday night. So Gore trashes Hollywood all the time, right? He says, oh, it's it's woke this, woke that, Hollywood libtards, this town's stupid. So anyhow, Gore goes to the Critics' Choice Awards. If you hate Hollywood so much, if you think it's all a bunch of phonies, why are you going and why are you sitting in the front row? Okay, I have spies there. They're all telling me Gore's in the front. I'm like, oh my God, you're kidding me. He went. So Gore likes to drink. Sorry, Chris, you don't like it? Too fucking bad. Gore likes to drink. He'll go anywhere that has an open bar. Hey, guys, it's an open bar. Let's go. So he goes, okay? He's hanging out. But here's the problem. If you're going to talk about how Hollywood's this and Hollywood's that, it's phony and this, why the fuck are you going and celebrating an event? Okay? Why are you there? You hate all these things. You think it's terrible. Why are you clapping for Marvel? I don't think Marvel won anything, but let's just assume. Why are you clapping for the gay actor? You just said a movie's bad because it's gay. They said Challengers was bad because it was gay. I know Alan did. I'm pretty sure Chris did. It's bad because there's a gay element. What? That's a reason? That's a reason for a bad movie? I told you guys, National Anthems were my favorite movies of last year. Didn't make our top 10, but it's a very good film. I liked it, and it's got trans actors, gay, a lot of stuff going on in that film. I don't care. You didn't hear me get on here and go, well, it's got trans actors, therefore it's bad. That's what Gore would say. But Gore's there with trans, with all that shit, and he's like, there he is. Wait a second. If you hate that stuff, why are you there? Who cares if it's an open bar? There could be an open bar and open sushi at a Anora event. I'm not going to a Anora event. They wouldn't let me in the door. Neon would never let me. First of all, do you think I'd go? Do you think I'd go into it? I'm not a fucking phony. I'm not walking into an Anora event. I've trashed Anora. Why am I going to walk in? It's going to be uncomfortable for me to say anything even to Neon. Okay? I like Neon. I like Tom, Claire's over there. They're good people. Anora's fucking terrible, but I like them. It's going to be weird. Okay? But that's fine. I don't care because guess what? They're not my friends. I got news for you. These Hollywood people aren't my friends. They're not your friends either. Okay? Your friends are your friends. I have close friends. I just hung all day with my volleyball boys down there. I played well today. 4-1, everybody. 4-1. For me, that's like for a long time. I'm playing really well. I'm going to bring the camera out there and you guys will watch like, holy shit, Weber can ball out. I'm like, pretty good. I mean, I'm not like AVP, but I'm pretty good. Like, I know some of my boys are watching, like going, he's not that. Fuck off. I'm good, man. I'm at least decent. Okay, so you look at the entire, right, the persona of I hate Hollywood, and you're going to go do this shit, okay? I just think it's a total fucking laugh, a total joke, and it's phony. So I called him out and I said the chutzpah to be that phony, right? And I'm like, good. What are you going to say? How's he going to respond to that? Here's how I know. By the way, Gore, I hope you're listening because I'm going to drill you right now. Why do you think that you didn't mention that you're at Critics' Choice? Because you know it's a grift. You know it doesn't look good to your audience for you to be at the big old Hollywood Awards. Why wouldn't you send some pictures saying I'm at Critics' Choice? I make fun of these guys, but I'm just going to be here tonight. Don't judge me, right? At least he didn't even mention it. Go look at his Twitter. It's not on there. He blocked me now. I don't care. Not like I was following him. I just said I'm going to hammer him. And I wanted to make sure I tagged him so he knew that I was calling him out. I mean, if you're going to call me out about something about Anora. Not personal. Am I talking about Gore in his family life? Am I talking about Gore? No, I'm talking about Gore and his fucking the stuff he does on his channel. This is what I do on my channel. If you say I don't like what I said about Anora or something on here, that's different. You're talking about my family or something. That's fucked up. We're not talking about that shit. I'm not talking Gore family. I'm talking about him. Do I think he has a drinking problem? Hell yeah, I do. If I had a drinking problem, he could say that to me, right? Is that fair? I don't have a drinking problem. I mean, unless you call it 2 C4s a day, that's a problem. Rockstar, okay? My Walmart seltzer, but that's not a drinking problem. And even if you like a beer or two, not a drinking problem. There's more with Gore. He gets lit before almost every movie. Sorry, Chris, is it not true? It's true. Sorry. If you don't like that, I don't tell you. Okay? Again, that's just the reality of it. If you don't talk about my drinking, go ahead for it. Go ahead. That's something because it's not healthy. Besides, let's get back to it. Dragged his ass. So guess what happens? Next morning, I get an email. This is from, I believe, the email was from, what's his name? I just said, the guy, Jeff Wells, who I never even talked to. I think we spent one time in an elevator one time. First, can I just say, this is the best gift I've ever received to not be part of this organization anymore. Because I didn't even really want to be. They asked me and I go, fine, I'll push some buttons on a website. But I looked at who was in the group and I'm like, holy shit, this group is oh my God, no, this is like, remember I talk about it all the time and I know Weber's being mean again. The average film critic, they're not cool. So you don't want to hang out with them, right? I mean, if you don't want to get laid, if you want to go to a bar and have no women talk to you or guys, go hang out with film critics. But if you want to have fun and, have chicks check you out and guys, come hang out with me. We'll be good. We'll have fun and you'll be like, this is good, right? We'll make a good version of Anora out without Anora. But we'll do the whole searching for Sergey by ourselves. In fact, if I do anything, I'm doing a meetup in West Hollywood, right? And I love West Hollywood. Gore doesn't. Too gay. Too fucking gay. I took him there one time and he was like crying the whole time. Oh, why do you like coming here? Because it's got energy? Because the people are fun? What's wrong with you? Why don't you like coming here? No one's grabbing you. No one's interested in you, Chris. They're looking at me. I mean, I can't help it. When I go into a gay bar, I get hit on very fast. It's like within minutes. There was a guy. Don't even make me. I'll bring my boy on. He'll tell you. I sit down at the bar, guys right next to me going, hi, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm doing good. And I'm a very nice guy. I'm cordial. Okay. So Gore just probably didn't like because no one was hitting on him. Because why would they? My God. Oh my God. This is what you get from this channel. Some shit that you're like, what is happening right now? So let me finish the story about the gate crashers and the uncool group that it is. For your trashing of Chris Gore having applauded Critics' Choice winners on X, Gate Crashers management feels sadly obliged to cut you from the roster. My God. I didn't even know I was really on the roster. So this is news that I got cut from the team that I didn't even know I was part of a team of, nor care. Everyone claps at that event. It's just God manners. Apparently, it's good manners. What's funny is someone made fun of the spelling on this, and I got another email saying it's supposed to say good manners. I'm like, okay, I don't care. I didn't even care that it says God manners. I thought maybe it meant that you're like a god. It's how a god would operate. We love and respect Chris, and we feel that standing by him and defending his honor is utterly necessary. Sorry, but this is how we feel, and it's all from the heart. It's a weird period in a new sentence there, right? Sorry, but this is how we feel, period, new sentence, and it's all from the heart, period. But I didn't even know that I was really even in this group. And once I saw who was in the group, I said, thank God I'm not in the group. because it's like I said, it's got like Jeff Snyder taking shirtless pictures in his car saying, "Do you find me hot?" And the answer is no. Nobody finds you hot, Jeff. Okay. So oh my God. I'm sorry. And I said, whatever the fuck the gate crashers are, apparently it's the.gatecrashers.com.org/gov. I don't know what the website is. And that's the end of that story. As you can see, I'm heartbroken. I don't think I'm ever going to recover from being cut from an organization that I never knew existed. The Gate Crashers. By the way, if there's any fucking gate crasher bitches, it's me. So I don't need your organization. I'm the OG gate crasher. Don't you forget it. Okay? I don't need to be part of your motley crew of nerds. Okay? I don't need it. I certainly don't want it. It's not going to help me. It's going to drag me down like a weight to the bottom of the ocean where our friend the dragon lives. Call back. So there you go. I don't know. I have no idea who defends his honor, who talks like that. Someone says I should Google Jeff Wells 3. Okay, I will. Let's just do it. You guys seem to be having fun with this. And I'll play. By the way, someone said play Baby You're a Rich Man. Sure, why not? Because we've already blown through every single copyright law this stream. By the way, tonight's kit is Norwich City. Why did I go with Norwich? It's green for the Eagles. You see, it's like and by the way, the watch matches tonight. I want some love for being the most sartorial streamer on the planet. Can I just get that from you? Even the haters have to give me that I'm sartorially balanced. You know, I wear the kits proud. Look, see this thing? I mean, it's a Joma. I love Joma. See the J? It's authentic. It's got the that's the sponsor patch. It's got the Premier League patch when they're in the Premier League. It's one of my favorite kits. I wore this to an event one time because it's how I roll, right? I roll in. I'm cooler than these people. It's true. Okay. I know it's like web, but here's the truth. If I roll in, I'm cooler than Gore. I'm certainly cooler than 99% of the people in the space. You look at it, holy shit, man. I think we know why hookers exist. This is why they liked Anora. It's now coming together. Oh, Weber, you are too much, man. You gotta settle down. But you look at, what we bring to the space from a style standpoint. Let's Google Jeff Wells. Is it Jeff Wells? Hold on. Wells 310 to Yuma. Did I spell it right? Oh, okay. Get ready, everybody. This goes. I didn't know this. Let's read this one. You guys ready? I mean, if they're going to kick me out of the gate crashers, let's have some fun here tonight. Let's see what this says. It's a creepy email from a Hollywood blogger, and Jeff Wells responds and explains ? Holy shit, this is from Nikki Fink, going back to 2007. Man, we're in the time machine, everybody. Everybody jump in the DeLorean. We're jumping back to 2007. What was the number one film of 2007? Like box office. Who can name that? My friend Paul would know that right now. He's so 2007. Here was your top 3. I'm not that good. I need to have it in front of me. Just when I think I've seen it all, comes the email from HollywoodElsewhere.com blogger Jeff Wells to 310 to Yuma director James Mangold. I've authenticated, but I've shortened it. I'm truly sickened that Wells spends his second paragraph begging Mangold to, well, see for yourself. I understand the director was appalled by the email, as all of Hollywood should be. All right, let's find out here. Give me a second. By the way, this is all triggered by the gate crashers kicking me out. You guys, is this not journalistically ethical? Yeah, it's a story. All right. I don't have any drunk driving stories rolling around out there. Right. All right. Let's see. I mean, if I did, you don't think the haters would come find me? Oh my God. If I had that, the haters would be, hey, look here. Weber has a drunk driving conviction. Right. Exactly. Jeff Wells, I'm just going to be up front with you, partner. I'll tell you right straight, I can't get on the 310 to Yuma train and ride shotgun this time. Not like I did with Walk the Line. I mean, these are weird sentences. Not 100% anyway, period. It's clearly above average and sometimes way above average, but that ending, Howee, or Howee, whatever. Crow edited out because of spoilers. Christian Bale is superb, one of his career best, and Crow is high-end exceptional as always. And I greatly respect Bale's angry older son, a very good actor, DiCaprio strength emoting. What's his name again? Oh, don't bother, I'll figure it out. I'm on my knees, Mr. Mangold, saying thank you again for persuading Vanessa Shaw to do her first. Holy fuck, what? Hold on. I'm going to need to really strap in for this. Let me get my seatbelt. I got to make sure I'm seated. You guys ready? Here it comes. I'm going to read this like you're watching Masterpiece Theater. Mr. Mangold, I want to thank you, and thank you again for persuading Vanessa Shaw to do her first flat-out boob-bearing nude scene. I was in heaven as Crow drew on her notepad. His notepad. Please tell me there's somebody on the Yuma team who can slip me some stills of the shooting that day. Holy shit. Oh my God. I think that Jeff Wells needs to kick himself out of the Gate Crashers. Don't you guys? Everyone come in right now. Should Wells kick himself out of his own group, the Gate Crashers, for this email? Yes or no? Come in with a yes or no. And it's all by myself because Gone Girl's like he's gone on for an hour, 2 hours now. Here we go. I'm not done. I'm serious. I know you think like I do in this respect, so please, as one good hombre to another, you don't have to be the guy who passes along the stills. Just tell the still photographer or the editor or whomever caught her as she posed. I'm not a sleazebag either. I don't pass along stills to the Mr. Skin crowd or my friends. This would just be for me, myself, and I. At the very least, it would be great to grab some frame captures from the film itself or some unused footage of Shaw and Crow doing whatever. Outtakes, perhaps. I was hoping this would be akin to Open Range, a movie that really and truly seemed to have been made in the 1890s. Oh my God. Although I really and truly like a lot of things about it, many things really, that whole middle section is almost pure pleasure. Jeffrey Wells. Dear God, that's bad. Right? Do we all agree that's fucking terrible? I know, Vault. But the original Cinema Gooner. Well, yeah, maybe you're right, Johnny. But this is why I'm not part of a group. Because if I was in a group, then I couldn't do this. As a journalist, I'd have to say, well, I can't really attack Jeff. Well, I'm not trying to attack. This is public record, is it not? I'm on my knees, Mr. Mangold. Let's read the reply. Yeah, Nikki, I have a comment for you. It was seriously scummy of you to have run an off-the-cuff one guy to another letter about wanting to get a jump on photos of a hot actress that may or may not turn up on Mr. Skin. What the fuck is Mr. Skin? It's like an early porn site or something? A few weeks or months down the road. I'm going to pass along a major shocker to you, but you'd better sit down first. Ready? Guys like naked women. God, this is bad. I think it's icky to loudly proclaim such interests, which is why I confine my enthusiasms along these lines to guys I know and trust. This is bad. I'm not reading this whole fucking thing. Good Lord. This is crazy shit. Why did you send an email? You don't even really... That's the thing. I told you they're not your friends. Thanks for being here, Jason. It's been over we've done 2 hours. I don't blame you for leaving. I would leave too. The Goon Keepers. You guys are the best. Oh, I get dragged, right? Weber this, Weber that. I never sent an email to a director saying, hey, even though we all know how I feel about Elizabeth Olsen. I said she's cute. She's super hot. So what? That's not creepy. I didn't send an email saying, hey, everybody, during the shoot of Avengers, did you have a still of her changing? What the fuck's wrong with you, man? That's weird. I mean, if they're posted, it's different. Me asking for it, I mean, first of all, as I said before, Adriana Chechik available 24/7. So, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Adriana, I'm here in your town, baby. Oh my God. Dude, that would be hilarious. I would die. Of all the things I would love to tweet would be a picture of me and Adriana Chechik, like holding hands. Just that's it. Life's done. I'm good. Even if nothing happens, right? I would just love because you all be like, damn, Weber's hanging out with Adriana Chechik, and you let your imaginations run wild. The thing is, she'd probably want to film something for her OnlyFans page, and that would be weird. Seika, what an actress she was. But yeah, that's totally creepy, man. Whatever. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I'm glad to not be part of the gate crashers. All right, get ready. It's time to roll out of here with our comment blast closeout. Someone said we should play Baby You're a Rich Man Social Network. So let's just go ahead and play the scene. And I'll, instead of seeing the comment blast closeout, I'm going to hit this. Give me 1 second to load it up because it might be an ad. And then we are going to get ready to get out of here. It's 2 hours, man. I can't give you more than I'm by myself, man. I don't have a whole stream of people with 7 faces and everyone's saying this and that. Me and Chesh will be amazing. All right, get ready. We're going to close it out with this. I'll hit to as many comments as possible. I'll keep the volume mid so I can reply. I'm going to go all the way back to the beginning. So anybody who commented from like way back at 7 o'clock tonight, I will try to hit as many as possible as this song plays. When the song's over, the stream's over. Let's just do that. We have let me see what the length of the scene is, everybody. The length of the scene is 2 minutes and 50 seconds. Here we go, everybody. Get ready. Comments start in a second. As soon as I hear the first note. Turn it up a little bit. Here it comes. All right. Man, it's a lot of... You guys rock. It's too many comments. I can't even get to all these. There's too many. I'm going to go back closer to the end. Too many! Anora is so derivative and boring. Oh, I think we used that one 100%. Anora is going to be the first BP winner without an acting winner since Parasite. 100% looks that way, right? It won Critics' Choice Best Picture without winning anything else. Sorry, guys. Hold on. Let me hit this. That's the one I want to show. After Licorice Pizza, can PTA's one battle after another bounce back? Let's hope so, because Licorice Pizza was not a great film. It's still better than Anora. I don't like The World. The World shows me a world that exists I don't like. Oh, well... No, we said that we already did that one. No, 100%. I love grimy ass film. Dude, did you not watch my Asphalt City stream? It's fucking grimy. I don't want to live in that world. Florida Project was good. Yeah, it should have left you cold. It's a cold film. Crying Game 2, Seika. Yeah, Seika's hot. She was hot. I mean, she's now got to be like 70. I'm not saying it's bad. Weber, you're old, so what the fuck are you talking about? Anora chick was killer in recent Scream, and the chick that Leo torches in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. That's correct. No, I'm not in the back of the theater like Jeff Wells. Stop! I think the G in WGA, PGA, WGA, SAG stands for gaslight. Thank you, Lord of the Films. Good comments tonight. Show don't tell. Exactly. I hope it wins. Oh, you suck, Elbow Juice. Get out of here. Characters audience engage with. Yeah, Anora has no characters you'll engage with. Oh, we skipped through the credits. Is that right? Oh, we only have a minute. Hold on. Let's see how many more I can get to. Best film of the decade so far. 2020s. It's Tar. Easy. Tar. That's not even... It takes me a second. But everything from 2022 would be up at the top. Decision to Leave, Tar, After Sun, and Moon Age Daydream. Those four for sure would be right at the top. Better than Substance, all of them. We talk about how some years are just better overall. 2022 is one of the best years we've seen in a long time. Certainly better than this year. Holy shit, last year was terrible. Ryan's about to drop the lovable nice guy mask. It never... Well, I mean, it's obviously feels like that, doesn't it? Monumentally stupid move for Blake and Ryan to do what they did to Baldoni. Oh, well, 100%, Jason. Like I said, it's insane. It's it, baby. You got it. You're getting right now. Atticus score changed it. Yep, exactly. We said that 100%. Fincher and Sorkin knew they had to pick their moment in time to make the film. 100%, they nailed it, right? We're almost done. I already did talk about the gate crashers. I guess that's old. You and Gore used to sit in the back row together. No, I'm not. It's not happening. It's not happening. There goes the thing. Hold on. I got a couple more. Let me just rack it again. Hold on. Let's see if I can rack it again. What's the next video? Let's just see what's next. Oh, cool. This is like a cool trance song. Let's just listen to this for a second. I don't know if Gore liked Anora. He fell asleep in one of them I was at. He was asleep. Which one? I don't know. I already did. We Googled him. That was bad. I have no idea what the gate crashers were, but I'm not a member, sadly. I'm going to go and cry in my pillow tonight that I'm no longer a member of the Gooner crashers. I'm sorry, the Goon Keepers. That's my bad. I know, dude. It's almost done. Thank you. I long so I can get a super chat from Steve at the end. See? You're lucky the stream's over and that I like you. Otherwise, I would crash right now to like Anora, but you just do. I can't. I have to say thank you for your comment as we get ready to roll out of here. Like an old trance song I used to have on my workout. I told you, the algorithm knows what you like. So when I heard this, of course, they knew this was the next video. All right, guys, we're out of here. Thanks for being here. 2 hours plus on this Sunday night. Hope you enjoyed it. If you missed some of it, you got 2 hours to go back and watch. Very mediocre streaming. Thanks for being here live from City of Angels. See you back here Thursday night for Captain America Brave New World live. Out of theater reaction, 8 o'clock, evaluation, all that stuff, with probably spoilers. I'll do my best to hide them, but I have to talk about them. Okay? We'll see what happens Thursday night. Thanks for being here live from City of Angels. MMT is out. I think it is. Hold on.